Hello everyone, this is Prashanth. Let's continue with the last lecture. We are at right now implement a Python REST API using different techniques we have. So according to the phenomena, so in order to build or in order to construct communication API, application programming interface. So just communication APIs are WebSocket communication API and RESTful communication API. So from last 3 lectures onwards, just I discuss about to design or to build RESTful communication API by using different models available in the network. So here also implement by using Python, implement a Python REST API with using Flask and Flasgger techniques. So the last lecture only build a RESTful API using only Flask, but right now I am going to introduce another method along with the Flask here. So that is the implement a Python based RESTful communication API with Flask and Flasgger. So this is the our agenda I am going to explain right now. These are the terms I discussed in the last 3 lectures. 3 lectures just include similar topics, just design or build one lecture step by step guide, how can we proceed, how can we use HTTP commands, get to, put to, last, delete, like that. Remaining to build a Python RESTful communication API along with only Flask method. So here Flask and Flasgger, that is the right now. Let's discuss about the Flask. We already know in the last lecture. Right now we have to know about the Swagger. So here Flasker. So here building a RESTful API in Python can be straightforward with Flask, lightweight and flexible web framework here. So here Flasgger. So here Flasgger is a Python library that facilitate the creation and management of Swagger documentation for Flask of web application. So in order to develop the web content or web applications, just we need application programming interface, that is API. So Swagger is a framework for describing APIs using common language that allows both humans and computers to understand the capabilities of the web services without the access to the source code. So here just we talk about Flask and Flasgger. Along with that, Swagger also one of the framework for describing APIs using common language. So here our agenda is implement a Python REST API using Flask and Flasgger. So here that's why the common languages we are using Python. So this is the just introduction point of what is Flasgger. So next one, what are the key features of Flasgger include? So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So easy integration. So in order to integrate the devices or in order to integrate, dump the programming to the IoT devices. So just the future is easy of integration. Flasgger integrates seamlessly with Flask applications, allowing developers to add API documentation with minimal configuration. So generally, in order to configure the IoT devices, we have a lot of work to configure the devices, a lot of progress, lot of process will be done in the before connecting the devices. But here, with the help of Flasgger, just it is the minimal of within the fraction of times the network device connected to the devices connected to the network. So that is the first feature, that is easy integration. Next, automatic documentation. So automatically it update the data, it edit the documentation to file here. It can automatically generate API documentation from Flask roots and view functions using doc strings and other metadata like that. That is automatic documentation. Next is Swagger UI, unique identification here. The Flasgger provides a built-in Swagger UI, an interactive web interface that allows users to explore and test API endpoints. So this is the third key feature of Swagger Flasgger. Next, customization. Developers can customize the documentation by defining the schema, adding parameters, responses, and example directly in the docstring or using YAML files. So this is the about customization. The last one, validation. In order to validate the data, receiver sending the data, just we have to follow the some principles. So here it supports request validation among against a defined schema to ensure that incoming requests meet the expected format and constraints. So these are the some key features of Flaskger. Very important to know before entering into the actual content of the syllabus. So features. Next, setting up environment to in order to build REST API with Flask and Flaskger. So here just we deal with the only Flaskger only. So here to set up the environment, so before connecting, first we have to configure the data, we have to authenticate the data, like that only, just you can follow. So make sure the Python pre-installed in your system, compulsory in your system, just you have to install the Python. So after that, install the required libraries, whatever the libraries required for this executing the program. So before that, you have to install, or you have to import the libraries, all the libraries from the source. So here libraries like Flask RESTful as shown in below command prompt by using. So here the just pip install Flask, pip install Flask RESTful, and Flaskger. So these are the libraries you need to install before the starting of the execution. So here next, to create a Flask app and create new Python file named app.py. So for example, just example here, just you can import from Flask, import Flask from Flask underscore RESTful import API from the resource, and just you can name, you can write the name here, Flask name, API is equal to API of app, class of welcome from the resources, definition get of self, just you can return after the ending of the return, just you can return the message welcome to some point. So API dot add resource of welcome, if name app dot run debug is true. So the continuation of the program is for this to setting up the environment. So that when you click on the debug here, to run the to run Python dot, just save as a file Python app dot dot py. So to run on that the localhost, that is the this is the URL. Just to open localhost on that particular URL. So here when click on the output, just you can the output will show like this only. Message welcome to some whatever the information you write there, that will displayed on the output window. So this is the output in order to create the setting up the environment before creating the Flaskger API using Flaskger. Next, integration with Swagger. So this is the two pages, very lengthy program to integrate with Swagger. So here integration is one of the main feature of Swagger. So here the Swagger configuration has been expanded, include the title, setup UI version 2.3 for a more modern look here. So first of all, you can import the Flask libraries from the source. So that is the import. Next, import the API resources and import Swagger swag underscore form. So these are the just to import information imported in to import the information from the source. So next one, just you can define the name, whatever the name you are giving. App is equal to Flask of just name. You can give the name. App API is equal to API of app. So next configuration of Swagger in order to configure the data. So app dot app dot configure of Swagger. Just to calculate letters, it can give the Swagger title semicolon my app version. Just you can define the version also, that is 3. Swagger is equal to Swagger of app. So this is the just in order to configure the Swagger. So class welcome of resource, just to swag from responses. Just you can whether the successful, it can define the 200 code. The 200 code defines the successful response. Successful response. So that also you can define there here. Responses 200 code, just the successful responses will be done. That we indicated by 200. Just that is also here. Description a status code 200 means successful and returns a message. So just I already know. A status code 200 means successful and returns a message. So this is the some part of the program. So here after that, just you can define the content. What content just it include application of JSON, example 1, summary of successful response, welcome to the some part. So here just you can for this open bracket, just you can close the brackets here. Definition of get itself, this is an example endpoint to which returns a simple message, return message app underscore welcome. So this is the name. Next one, after debugging the program, this is the output to window. It will show like that. My API just here, just my own creation of API here by using Flasgger, powered by Flasgger. Terms of conditions will be available. So this just to default. So here. This is an example endpoint which returns a simple message. So this is the output here. This is an example endpoint which returns a simple message. This is the output screenshot of the first setting up environment after first my API or my own API. So next one, creating one more API by using some Flaskgger only. A new class item, just we add some new classes to the API that can be executed by the Flaskgger only. So inheriting from the source, the class handles the items or endpoint. So item class, this class handles 2 HTTP methods by using here. So generally we are using HTTP commands that get post to delete to patch to, like that we are using minimum 3 to 5 commands of HTTP. So but here in order to create one more API, here we are using only get and post method. So to get method returns a list of items, that is the first one. The post method, get method returns a list of get returns a list of items, whatever the items are available in the source, that can be get by using get command. And post method, it adds new items to the list, new items to the list. Just for simplicity, the item is written in the response, and in a real application, it would typically be added to the database or another data store. So these are the importance of HTTP methods here, get and post. So here to create one more API, let's see. This is the program 1, 2, 3, 3 pages program here. Let's start with the import files. So same as discussed in the earlier slide, from Flask import to Flask request, import to Flask, import API, import Swagger. So these are the 3 lines. Next to define name, define name. Next configuration of Swagger, same, the configuration of Swagger. Configuration of Swagger with the title my app, like that, my app, my API application programming interface, the title. Just you can define version also. Next Swagger is equal to Swagger application class welcome, that is resource. The here the status code, the 200 code successful response, successful, and returns a message, so this is the first part of the program. Next content, the content it will describe whatever the output will respond. So here the content application of JSON, example 1, example 2, the summary, successful response, that is 200 code. So here this is the just output, welcome to the world, whatever just we type, just welcome to the world. Just you can close the flower brackets. Next to def the get of self. So this is an example endpoint to the which returns a signal. The final output will display like this. This is an example of endpoint with which returns a simple message. A message, a return message, welcome to the world. So just as same like, just you can insert here the return message, welcome to the world. Apart from this, we have some class items. So here by using, I already told to create one more API using Flasgger. We use get and post HTTP commands. HTTP command. So here the items in item 1, item 2, item 3, swag from responses, that is 200 code, that is okay. Description is 200 means successful returns of return, that is okay. So here application example 1, example 2, the summary is successful response. Based on that, value of items is items item 1, item 2, item 3. Close, just to close the all brackets. Next to definition get of self here. This endpoints return a list of items, item 1, item 2, item 3. Just you can return the item the end of the program. The last one, welcome message here, API dot add, just it can fetches the information from the resources, that is welcome slash. So app API dot add resources item items. So the if name dot main debug the program. So these are the 3 lines of program from the input to the debug is true. So here when you click on the debug, just when you run the program here, the output will be show. Just after that, just you have to save the program with the name of Python app.py, like that. So then the app will running on the local host. So this is the URL, just running on the URL. Next to open the local host, that is one more URL here. So Swagger UI will be opened in Flasgger. The get API call will be displayed if there is no errors in the code. The environment as shown in the below. So is there any no error? Maximum no errors will happen here. If the everything is clear, the output will show like this. The output will be displayed in the list below image. My API powered by Flaskgger and terms of condition by using get method. So this is the example endpoint which returns a simple message as we show in the last slide. And items, the endpoint returns a list of items. The list of items, item 1, item 2, item 3. So these are the three end of items. Next, this is the uh, it will show the 200 code, that is successful response of a returns message. My API same process. This is the example endpoint which returns a simple message up to here. So after the, just when you click on the execute, so here the code is 200, the response is the status code of 200 means successfully return a message. Get method by using, so we don't define any type of parameters here, that's why it will show no parameters. The items is nothing but item 1, item 2, item 3, item 2, item 3, like that. Just it will show the my app. This is the screenshot of my app window. The output will be occurred here, happened here. So next one, so these are the references I used for this lecture. Different medium.com, like that, some part of geek for weeks, some using some SCI Scoopus papers also I referred, but I mentioned here only of three. Remaining continue with the next lecture. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.